Well, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Hi folks, KJ Bell here in my house, talking to you on the YouTube. It's Another Way, episode 2. Today we're talking about doubt. So, doubt. This is the note card with all of the things for the episode. So when I started doing the podcast several months ago, you can link in the description so you can listen. I recorded the very first episode about beginnings, which we talked about last week. Go back and watch that video. I'm not going to do one of those things because they're going away. Like, YouTube's just not doing them anymore. So I'm not going to do that. But anyway, you can go back and watch that first episode to talk about beginnings. And when I recorded that first episode, I shut off the mic, and then I experienced the spiral of doubts and the voices in the head going, this is awful, and why are you doing this, and this is not good enough, and blah, 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 blah. So I turned the mic back on and talked myself through that. And what resulted was episode 2 of the podcast, which you can which you can listen to by following the link in the description. That's how those words work. That's what I wanted to do. So I think that a lot of the time we doubt what is truthful. And when we are thinking or going to speak something, the more truthful it is, oftentimes I think the more we doubt it. Because telling the truth is a very vulnerable type thing, because we're being seen in a certain way. We're making people see something about ourselves or something about the world, and we as a culture, as a species, as people, we don't like being seen that much. Like, truly. Like, we want to be seen, but we don't want to be, like, seen. You know what I mean? It's so stupid, but it's true. We don't like being vulnerable in that way. And so that can often stop us from telling the truth, and that can often lead to a whole lot of doubt that creeps in. So we often doubt those things that we're saying that are truthful, and we often doubt our differences. You know, one of the reasons that I started this whole Another Way thing is because I don't like the word normal. I hate it. And that takes energy, and I know that, but it's true. I'm going to tell you a story. So I teach music lessons at a store in the town where I live, and I was waiting for a student one day. I had like a half-hour gap. They're so loud. So loud. Anyway, I had a half-hour gap, and I was standing out in the front of the store just waiting for my student. And another teacher's studio opened, and this girl burst out. And she was tiny, like she was probably 5 or 6, I don't know, somewhere in there. And she had on this rainbowy dress with cat faces printed on it. Like, it was sort of tie-dye, but not really. Like, it was really cool. And she had on a pink cardigan, purple cardigan. It was a purple cardigan over that, and cowboy boots, and this giant chunky fake turquoise necklace. And she was awesome. I loved her. I told her, I love your outfit. And her mom said something about, like, she picked it out herself, and I was like, don't let her change. And I ranted and raved about this girl forever, because it was like, here's a child who loves to play, she loves colors, she loves experimenting with things, and I adored her. And then a couple of days later, I was at a high school, because I work at a high school a couple times a week doing the same thing, teaching lessons. And I was walking around the hall, around lunch. It was during a passing period. There were kids all over the place. And I remember thinking so clearly, I was looking at them, and I thought, there's none of that color. There's none of that experimentation. There's none of that joy of playing. And then I had the thought that that environment is going to beat everything I loved out of that little girl. And it was heartbreaking, but I knew it was true because I recognized myself in both the little girl and the high school kids. I recognized young me who loved to play, and I recognized high school me who was scared to do it, because I wanted so desperately to be normal, because I was doubting my differences. I was doubting the things that made me different. And those things make us beautiful. So one of the most deadly things about doubt is that it stops us from starting. You know, the last episode was all about beginning and just start and just do the thing. The doubts often stop us from that. And even when we start, the doubts can creep in, just like they did with the second episode of the podcast. The doubts are what will keep this film in this camera, even though I am committed to posting this today. But the doubts are the thing that keep it in the camera, that make it deleted, that keep the words on the notebook on the shelf. The doubts are what stop us. And here's the thing. I wish I could give you a magic, solution that will make all the doubts go away and make them disappear. But they're always going to be there. The thing is that we have to stop, tried to say start and stop at the same time. We have to stop listening so much to the doubts and start listening to those quieter voices that encourage us. And this is where meditation is a very, very good thing to do. If you practice, that eventually the balance might be here with the doubts and then the good voice, and eventually you can maybe bring it to where it's like this. And this voice gets a little bit louder, and this one gets a little bit softer. And then maybe eventually it can creep into where it's like this. And you can, I'm not here yet. I'm here-ish. I'm here-ish. I'm getting there. But it do take work. It takes constant practice. And you just gotta listen for this guy, because he knows what's up. This one is trying to protect you. That's what the doubts are. They're really trying to protect you. But they're kind of like parents, like overprotective parents, like they mean well, but their methods are not that great. It's true. So we can't dismiss our doubts completely, because they can give you very good information. But we have to still do the thing. That's the entire point of this whole life, artistic, creative thing, is that you just have to do it, whether you're doubting it or not. Because here's the thing, you're going to be in the same place no matter what. You know, one of the arguments is that, you know, I'm too old to start doing whatever thing it is. But you're going to be that age anyway, so why don't just start it? It is such a tricky thing to get around. And it's a practice, like anything else. You just gotta do it. Just start it. Just start it and tell the doubts, you know what, I'm doing it anyway. Which is what I'm doing here. Exactly here. Trying to go ahead of you and let you watch me trip. So that you don't trip. Let me find that crack in the sidewalk and bust my face open. You know, metaphorically. Hopefully not literally. I mean, maybe literally. Sometimes I'm kind of clumsy. And I got big feet. So, start the thing. Start trying to counterbalance those encouraging voices with those doubtful ones. And just do it. And subscribe to the channel. I think it's over there. I don't know. You'd think, I've watched YouTube enough, you'd think I'd know that it's just there. And follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram at thatkjbell, and give it a like, and subscribe to the podcast, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, do all those things. And I'll see you next Monday. Oh, what is this? What is... Oh, God, I should never be a dad, because the dad jokes will be just, oh, God.